Did you know that Notion AI can now write meeting notes for you? Because I have been obsessed with this feature as a solopreneur and as, a freelancer who has a lot of meetings sometimes. I have been recording basically all of my meetings with Notion AI, and it's been such a lifesaver. I cannot explain it. I can't explain it. I'm gonna try to explain it because I've been obsessed with this feature. Basically, how it works is that whenever you're in a meeting, you can just click /meet, right? Meet, and then it opens up meeting notes, AI meeting notes. And you can just click start transcribing, and it will start transcribing what you're saying and what your meeting partner is saying, and it will output it like this. Here's an example of a transcript. It just writes everything down that you say, and it's included, like meeting notes are included if you have Notion AI, and Notion AI is included on every business and enterprise plan starting at 20 euros per person. So if you're a solopreneur, you pay 20 per month, about 20 per month. How much do you pay for like AI meeting note tools? It's about that much. It's about 20, sometimes more. Let me check how much it is. For example, TLDV.io pricing. How much is it? Pro is 18 per seat. I mean, yes, it gives you a video recording, but it's basically like, when do you use your video recording? You don't really need it most of the time, and while it's nice to have, it's not an essential thing. And with Notion, you get Notion AI here in your workspace, so you can tag pages, you can write pages, you can create databases, you can create, like with the Notion agent, now everything you want to have in Notion. You can clean things up. If you use Notion, I think Notion AI is just like a non-brainer. But anyways, I've been obsessed with meeting notes because, for example, other than just using it for my meetings with clients, I also use it whenever I give an interview, whenever I have a workshop or a webinar. I record my responses also with meeting notes, and then I can just have this transcript and a summary of my workshop or meeting or interview, and I can feed it to my custom GPT or any other AI tools I'm using and write content based on that. It saves me so much time because, I don't know, I've been growing my personal brand. I'm at about 22,000 right now followers on LinkedIn, and I am using my life as content, and I need to use my stories and my learnings as content. So for example, in this interview, I was asked a lot about my learnings, my mistakes. This is perfect for content later on. And if I hadn't recorded it, I would not have this content to repurpose. So this is just perfect. And I have the transcript. I have this really nice summary like this. Misconceptions about personal branding, growing your audience, why companies hire external consultants, balancing employment with side projects. All of these things we tackled in this webinar, I have them here. So whenever you are in a meeting, you can just start transcribing. Of course, inform the person that they are being recorded, but here's a transcript, and it just writes as you speak, and it's been very reliable. Like, I've never had any issues with it being like not recording. Do check that this is like running. You can see that I'm speaking, right? Yeah, you can see that I'm speaking, and you can adjust here the microphone selector and the audio selector as well, the output. So make sure that those are correct, and you can also save an audio recording just in case as backup, in case something does misfire. You have the audio recording as well that you can use. Yeah, it's incredible. Stop and summarize. Let's see what it does. Here's a summary. It's analyzes the transcript. It's gonna be gibberish right now because I've just been speaking, but it's incredible. I love AI meeting notes. I think the fact that they include it in a subscription is really, really nice. And because I use Notion for everything, it just makes sense. And you can do so many cool things with these meeting transcripts. Like, for example, I can just copy this. Let me create a new page. I'm gonna add the meeting transcript here. Oops, I didn't mean to add it here. and then say personal branding webinar. Name the page personal branding webinar, and then ask Notion AI create an FAQ page based on what I said in personal branding webinar. So in this webinar, based on what I recommended, but based on my suggestions, let's say I wanted to write an FAQ page. Format nicely with callouts, callout blocks. Don't use emojis, only icons. Add a pink background color to callout blocks, and keep text black. I'm very specific with the callouts that I like, so let's see what it does. You can see its reasoning here. There are apparently some things that it's trying to figure out. Okay, it created a page. Let's see. Pink callouts, woo! And then the questions and the answers. So I can now share this page, I don't know, with my followers on LinkedIn and be like, people ask me these questions, people ask me these questions all the time. Here's how I reply. Here's, your mini guide to personal branding. Of course, you can expand on that, or I can add these FAQ sections to my website or to, service descriptions or something like that. So, super, super valuable. If you have a very educational meeting where you explain to a colleague how to do something, you can ask Notion AI to write an SOP based on that to describe the process that you went through. So you don't have to do it again. You just have it documented. And it's really amazing. So you can do so much with these meeting notes. Definitely start recording all of your meetings for content, for, of course, if it's not sensitive data, for content, for, just your own internal documentation, SOP documentation, process documentation, transparency. There are just so many benefits. Yeah, Notion AI meeting notes. That's where it's at. Saves you a lot of time. So enjoy. Let me know how you like them. Bye.